What's up, everyone? I didn't want to make this video, but the comments are still coming in, the questions are still coming in. It's pertaining the video that I made restoring Mr. Barnhart's Cleaver. This video is the most controversial video that I've put out so far. It brought the most views in 44 days. It's about to reach 600,000 views, and I've never had such success with any of my videos, but I just want to go over all the comments and questions that you guys had for me. Basically, I'll drive to Mr. Barnhart's location where he lives, and we'll sit down and discuss all the questions that you guys asked me or commented. I've been called names because of this Cleaver, because supposedly I didn't restore it the way Mr. Barnhart wanted it. That's per you guys, the viewers. There's a lot of stuff that we went over with Mr. Barnhart that you guys have absolutely no idea about, but based on what I said in the video, you guys made assumption that I didn't make the knife, or I mean the Cleaver, I didn't restore it the way Mr. Barnhart wanted it. So I just want to drive up there and sit down with the man, and you will meet him face to face, and we'll see what comes out of it. So hope you guys enjoy. Just clap, because I gotta sync both videos and this one. I might use the audio off of this one. Alright guys, so here I am with Mr. Barnhart, and I'm gonna go over all the questions and comments that you wrote, and basically we're gonna clarify them. So, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Alright, so are you Mr. Barnhart?
Yes, I am.
So there you go, guys. He's a real guy, because there was a comment that's somebody said that he might not be real, and I just placed his name to make my video maybe look better or something. So he's a real person. He's the owner of the Cleaver. As you can see, it's right here. So we'll go over all your comments right here, one by one. Joe, tell me a little bit about the Cleaver.
Well, my wife and I buy storage units, and some years back this was in the storage unit, and found it with a bunch of other knives and stuff, and it was just in a pile of garbage, and we were going to throw it all away, and one of the guys that helps us clean up saved it. So it went back to the shop with me where we work at Pacific Excavation, and I had a buddy of mine was going to put some handles on it. There was no handles on it at the time. It was very rusty and actually looked kind of destroyed, and it sat around for a year or two in his toolbox, and he never did anything with it. So you've made a couple of other knives that I liked, and I've got one of your knives.
Yeah. He's got the CSGO M9 bayonet.
Yep. And so I asked you, could you put handles on it for me? And you said, yep, that you would. And our story starts there. Basically, you did exactly what I asked you to do, but way more. Way more. I fully expected to get it back with some oak handles on it and just, you know, sharpened. And as time went on, we were talked about it, and I asked him, I said, well, what can we do? And we got better handles and nicer handles, and I didn't want any of the ribbing on it taken off, and he left it all like I wanted it. I want it to look old, but I want it to be usable and to be nice, and that's exactly what you did.
Were there any marks or logo on this Cleaver?
No, there was no handles on it. It was very rusty. I think you got that in your video.
Yeah. So.
No.
Guys, there was no logo on this Cleaver, and if there was, I would have preserved it. I think it would have been a cool feature to have and to know who made it, but it looks like it was a mass-produced Cleaver. So I think,
knowing where the other knives came from and the amount of knives that were there, we kind of estimated this to probably be 100 years old, or maybe even a little older, due to the way it was designed and it's pretty crude.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that any one man hammered this out on his forge. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
No.
If that was a $1,000 Cleaver.
Yep.
You know, this was something going to the dump, and you fixed it.
Yep. One comment was that I don't understand what restoring is, and basically a lot of people were upset because I named the video Restoring Mr. Barnhart's Cleaver, and they said just because I cut out the handles, that's called altering or modifying. So for all of you that were upset because of that, I changed the title of the video to restoring and modifying Mr. Barnhart's vintage cleaver. So I hope you're all happy. The next one is gonna be, so not a lot of you guys know that before I even started working on this cleaver, I went through a lot of detailed conversation with Mr. Barnhart, or Joe, and we discussed how I'm gonna shape the handle. Before I cut out anything, I got his blessing. He chose the handle, wood, I mean everything. He asked me for the screws, because I told him, do you want me to glue the handles, or do you want them to be detachable so you could service it, you know, clean up the steel? And he said, I want the handles to come off. I gave him like 4 or 5 options on the screws, rivets, pins, you name it. And
brass, stainless.
Yeah, and you chose.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah, he chose those screws. So those of you that were upset that I didn't use brass or whichever pins you guys preferred, that's what he chose, and that's what I went. That you go with what the customer wants. And I'll explain another thing. There was a comment. It says, I'm gonna read it verbatim. Dude, you did not follow specific instructions given, etched your name on it, and you dare to call it finished product that someone else made. Also, the specific instructions were to leave the scratches, cunt. If you want to call me names, whatever, you know, I can delete you from my channel or block you, or I can pin your comment and you'll get just murdered with my good followers. So if you come here to insult people, don't do it on my channel. I don't appreciate.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah. So, all right, let me show you.
Everything that's on this knife, this cleaver, is what I asked for. Slavic didn't do any less than what I asked for, and he didn't do any more than what I asked for. And to the person who made that comment to him, that's, you owe Slavic an apology. This is exactly what I want. I'm very happy with it. My family loves it. My granddaughter has claimed it. It is hers. She will take it her. When I'm done, it will be hers. So, on your comment, never mind.
So let me explain something to you. When he said to leave the scratches and dents, if you take a look at this, that's a dent. Take a look. All the scratches and dents are still there. Alright? All I did was polish this. So when you watch the video, and you could see me grinding with the, I think it was purple belt. That's 120 grit belt. So I went over here. So let's see. I went like this, and I stopped right here. Then I came back here, and I cleaned up the handle all the way around. Then I took the used 220 grit belt, and I just buffed it right here. All the dents and scratches are still here. So they're visible. I mean, there. They're still there. So all of you that were mad, I don't know why you're mad. So another reason why I did that is because you could see the nice finish that runs all the way all the way to the spine. What I would leave this dark and black or gray color, and then pick it up right here and continue the shiny steel. That's why I went and buffed it out, so the nice shiny steel continues all the way through the cleaver. That's the reason I did it. So all the dents are there. So a lot of people were pissed off,
to say the least.
Yeah, a lot of people were pissed off that I put my logo on the handle and
on the spine.
Well, this is a spine.
Well,
on the tang.
On the tang.
Yes. We will. Both of us will explain. Okay. Did you tell me to put a logo on it?
I asked you to put your logo on it.
Why?
So that I would know where it came from and remember that you did it. And because I like your logo and the way you put it in, it's in the metal. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. And so that when my kids got it, I could say, hey, the guy Slavic that I used to work with, he did this for me, and it would be, taken care of.
There was a comment saying that just because I placed my Tele logo on it, people are confused because they think I forged or made this cleaver. In my video, from the very beginning, it shows that I did not make this cleaver. It was all rusted and beat up. So
this cleaver was not made by Slavic.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No one really knows who made it. There are no markings on it. Slavic put his mark on there for me. It could have been anywhere on the knife. I wouldn't have given a crap. He could have put it right here in great big letters. It wouldn't have bothered me at all. It's never been represented to anybody. It's not for sale. It's never been for sale. It won't be for sale. It's my personal cleaver that belongs to me and my family. And it's got Slavic's logo on it, and I'm proud of that.
Another person commented that I should have engraved my name on the handles. Well, back then my Dremel broke down, and I contacted the sales rep, and she sent me another one. So at that moment, I didn't have a Dremel, and even if I did have one, I don't have the skill to write my logo or carve out the logo on the handle. Therefore, I've never seen anybody put their name on a handle, period. So I don't know what else to say to you guys. I got really upset because I placed. The other thing is, you guys all seen my knives. I placed Tele logo on a tang, and I place a T right here and right here. If you notice, I didn't place my logo here. I only placed it where the part that I worked on. The other thing is, Eddie Bauer, they placed the logo on the Ford trucks. They didn't make them Ford trucks. All they did was decorate it. Harley Davidson, same thing. Who else?
Chip Foose puts his name on multiple vehicles, and all he does is paint them, modify them. There's a lot of companies that put their name on the product that doesn't belong to them because they embellished it. And basically that's what Slavic did. And at no time does Eddie Bauer ever claim to have designed the Ford F-150, yet he puts his name on it because that's his embellishment. So
some of you might argue, well, that's a truck or whatever. All right, we'll go with something that is more in this neighborhood. Recently, Ecom Knives and Jim Skelton made 3 knives together. Ecom Knives, I believe he did the profile of the knife, and he shipped three knives, and he shipped them to Jim, who lives in Texas, and Mike lives in New York. Jim ground the bevels, put his logo on it on the left side, I believe, and then shipped them back to Mike. Mike put the handles on the same knives and put his logo on the right side and shipped them back to Jim. Jim made the video, and both logos are on the same knife. So
build a bridge.
Yeah. So people do it. Just because I placed my logo on it, it doesn't mean that I stole this cleaver. It's for him to know who worked on it, and to document it that I worked on it. I got a video to show that I didn't make it. I only worked on it.
I have an Elgin watch that has a watchmaker's name on the inside of the back cover where he serviced it. He doesn't claim to have made the Elgin watch. He serviced a 100-year-old watch for me and put his name on it and a date. That's same thing.
Another person said, you put your mark on the cleaver you didn't forge. In ancient times, that was a death sentence. If someone did that in my profession, we would fight. Bring it on. All right. A couple of more questions. Another comment. The handle looks pretty small. Well, the original handle was about 2 inches wide, and it was very uncomfortable.
I think this area here is actually narrower than the original handle was all the way out, isn't it? It's a little bit.
This part, I think I just ground.
It's pretty close, but it was that way all the way out.
Almost, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but it fits in those big mitts nice and fine.
He's got big hands.
I like it. Feels good in my hand. It doesn't slip. You can't twist it if it's wet. The grips are excellent. So I don't know what you can complain about. It's mine anyway. I love it.
So another suggestion was that I should have used original holes and pins, original holes that were in the cleaver. Well, my new holes didn't match up in the center of the handle. That's why I had to place the cleaver in water and anneal the tang or the handle so I could drill new holes. And there was another comment said that I should have heat treated it back to make it hard, and there's no reason to do that. The only place you need to heat treat it is the blade, the part that's going to be used. This part, it doesn't matter. So Mr. Barnhart, the other question was, what'd you think of it? Were you happy with this cleaver?
All right. Well, we could go on all day about that. I've known Slavic for, what, 4 years?
Yeah, well, somebody said because you took a 100-year-old cleaver, you made it into junk.
All right. Well, this was in an abandoned storage unit that I bought for $50. The whole storage unit. This would have had my guys got in the storage unit and cleaned the storage unit out, this would have went to the dump. It happened to be that my wife or myself or my partner Gary found it, and we're kind of knife people, so we brought it in. I'm very happy with it. I wouldn't have it any other way. It was unusable and more than likely going to be thrown away. It's a piece of art. It's amazing. Everybody that's seen it, that I've shown it to, I've taken it to several gun shows with me here locally, and many people comment they'd love to have it as a piece of art. Unfortunately, it's not a piece of art. It's a utility vehicle, and I use it on my Blackstone grill that's right behind the camera. When we do steak, chicken, anything, this is what gets used to chop it up, and it will continue that way until my granddaughter Macy's done with it. So, on the comments that it's not liked or loved or wanted, the day that I drove all the way over there, when I met you over there in Woodbridge Woodbridge, or wherever that is right there, Jayhant Road. Yeah. I was Liberty Road. Yeah, Liberty. Now let's get that right. When I met you on Liberty Road, I almost started crying. I couldn't believe how cool it was. I did not expect it to be this nice. I expected it to be nice. Don't get me wrong, but not this nice. So you didn't let me down. You actually went well above what I expected and what I wanted. Yeah. You did more than I expected. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Joe told me after all the details, we went through all the details on what to do with this cleaver. He said, you know what? I don't care what you do with it. Just don't throw it in the
dump. Nope.
No, you said don't throw it in the river.
Don't throw it in the river. Oh, that's a whole nother thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I just don't use it and throw it in the river.
Yeah. Yeah. There was another comment, the last one. This guy has no talent. Trace, cut, and done. So guys, if you like to watch more trace, cut, and done videos that I make, because that's all I do. I trace, I cut, and I'm done. So if you like to see more of those videos, then stay tuned, because I'll be making more knives.
And if it matters to any of you YouTubers out there in this world, I'm probably going to get more of these knives from him. So I am a return customer, and I will continue to be a return customer. If you don't like what Slavic's doing, I'm sorry about that, man. You guys are missing out on a really cool guy doing a really cool thing. So do it yourself. See how well you can do it, and put the amount of time he put into this. And he did, and I did pay for it, and I was glad to pay for it.
Yeah, because the other comment was that the customer would have not paid if I did what I did to it, and I got paid.
Oh, you got paid, but you didn't get paid. You didn't get paid what I thought it was worth.
Well,
I would have. You could have upped that price, and I would have still smiled at you and walked away.
I know,
because you know I value your work.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any more to say about it.
All right, guys.
Y'all boys don't like it? Sorry. Do your own.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, and hopefully all of you commenters that were mad or didn't like the way it turned out, hopefully Joe and I cleared up some of those areas, and now you understand why the Cleaver looks the way it is. All right, guys. I got an hour-and-a-half drive home, probably more because of traffic. And
there's no traffic going that way.
No?
That's nice.
Oh, on I-5 coming Elk Grove.
Maybe
yeah, downtown.
Well, I'm going to look around, boys and girls, and see if I can find something else to have Slavic fix, to see if we can get 1 million views. Oh yeah, this is a couple other knives that were. This is a couple of other knives that were in the same storage unit. I'm not sure what brands they are. There's a name on the handle of this, but I can't read it. Something Brothers. And I believe this is an old case knife. I believe it's an old, and it's a case. This isn't an old hickory, but it's an old. It might be a case.
And that's what it says on it.
And maybe the next one you see might be one of these two knives. Who knows? There's probably a half dozen of these that were in that same unit. So maybe we can fire up the YouTube account for Slavic and get him 1 million views. Click on it, buddy.
All right, guys. I'll see you with a different video pretty soon. Take care. Thank you, Joe.
That was good.
Appreciate it.
That was fun.
We need to take a picture of this one. What year is it?
1947.
This is now a couple of days ahead after I came home from the video that you just seen of me interviewing Joe. I started uploading the videos and my camera wouldn't work. So basically I lost all the footage on it that I had. Luckily I finished a Falk knife, the one that you've seen already, and good thing I used my iPhone and this camera to record the interview with Joe, but everything that was on it lost. So now I need to get another one in order to continue making knife videos. Also, guys, somebody mentioned about the Kiridashi that was cut out in a Falk knife video. Here it is. It's finished. It's going out to a customer in New York, the one that owns the Tanto knife. So he's gonna have a same handle that was used on his Tanto knife, and he wanted this one. Alright guys, take care, and I will make another video when I buy myself another camcorder. Take care.